Welcome to Maverick and Dempsey's Rundown. All right, we're gonna go straight into it. All right, because we've been gone for a couple weeks. It keeps happening to us. I know we get busy, we get tired, etc., etc. Blah 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 blah. All right, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. Now I know it's been a few weeks, and it may seem like, why are you guys talking about this now? It's been 3 weeks since it happened. The reason why is because people are still talking about it, and they're still getting it wrong. Okay, but now all the talk is like, what's gonna happen next? There's a Saudi prince or something that's offering $700 million for a rematch if Tyson knocks him out, because he thinks it was scripted. Okay, Ryan Garcia wants in. He's trying to fight Jake Paul. He wants his dollar. It's like I think it's like a 60-pound weight advantage or something for Jake Paul, maybe more, 60, 70 pounds, but he doesn't care. Ryan Garcia's like, yeah, I'll flatten you. There's talk about Conor McGregor. There's talk about, will he cross over into MMA? He's been knocking out all these MMA fighters. Will he actually get in an MMA cage? He's kind of teasing that a little bit. There was, I think it was Daniel Dubois. Is he going to give him a title shot? Or Dylan White? Or these different heavyweight fighters, cruiserweight fighters. Everybody's coming out of the woodwork, okay? But the big talk and what we're going to talk about, we're going to talk a little bit about the fight. There ain't much to talk about. It was terrible, like I said it was going to be. Yeah. But was the fight fixed? That's the big talk, right? Even Sylvester Stallone, Rocky Balboa himself said there was some acting done in there, and he implied that it might have been fixed. All right, let's get to it straight. Was the fight fixed? You can answer.
No.
No, the fight was not fixed. Now, the biggest reason people think the fight is fixed because they're Tyson fans. They want to believe Mike Tyson still has that punch in him, still has that knockout, still has that tiger in him. The last time we saw this guy, he got beat by Kevin McBride, okay? And, or he got, I don't even remember which one happened first. He got beat by Kevin McBride. I think that was the last fight. And then Danny Williams, I think, was the fight before that. I may have him flip-flopped, but I'm pretty sure Danny Williams was the fight before that. And he got beat there too. He got beat by Kevin McBride and Danny Williams. And now 30 years later, nearly 30 years later, 20 plus years later, you think he's going to beat Jake Paul. Jake Paul may be a joke to many of you, this former YouTuber, but the guy's actually training. He's working with boxing coaches. He's actually training. He got himself into shape. And each weight class he goes into, he is coming in shape. Maybe not prime shape, like a prime fighter at that weight class, but he's coming in shape. Now, if he fights a decent fighter in that weight class, he's going to lose. He lost to Tommy Fury. Tommy who? The guy who's known as the brother of Tyson Fury. When you're the brother of Tyson Fury, and that's all you're known as, the brother of a world-class fighter, that means you're not world-class. All right? This ain't like splitting like the Klitschko's, the Marquez brothers. Nobody talks about the Tyson and Tommy Fury as a next great brother duo. No, it's Tyson Fury. Oh, and you remember his little brother Tommy? No, probably never heard of him. Tommy Fury is the one guy that Jake Paul could have bought, but he didn't. He's the one guy that Jake Paul should have beaten based off a name value, or should have been able to buy based off his actual net worth, but he didn't. So all these guys, all these real world-class fighters, whether it be MMA and boxing, with legacies, the Tyrone Woodley, the Mike Tyson, the Anderson Silva, who else did he get? Ben Askren. These guys who had world-class careers. Ben Askren is a good one to bring up. This guy was a world-class fighter with a wrestling background. He's a all-American wrestler, world-class MMA fighter, and he got embarrassed by Jorge Masvidal. Do you really think, for whatever the price would be, this guy who humiliated himself in his chosen sport would now go into another sport to humiliate himself? Is that what's going to happen? You think Mike Tyson's going to bite the ear off somebody on a football field, just embarrass himself in two sports? No, it's not going to happen. Because now you're just known as a joke. Ben Askren is forever known as a joke. His two greatest highlights are getting beat by Jake Paul and getting kneed in seconds to get knocked out by Jorge Masvidal, a guy he talked a lot of trash about. He talked a lot of trash about Jake Paul too. But Tommy Fury is the one loss on Jake Paul's record. So that's the one guy that he could have bought and he didn't. That makes no sense. And if you're going to buy somebody, if you're going to pay off a world-class fighter with a real legacy to make yourself look good, why not Canelo Alvarez? Why not David Benavidez? Why not even going lower than that? Why not a Charlo brother? Why not Terrence Crawford? Why not these guys on the pound-for-pound list? Why not Manny Pacquiao? You know, yeah, out of the weight class, whatever, but you could add a split weight. But Manny is too recently retired. Manny would beat the hell out of Jake Paul probably, okay? Even with the weight difference. So why didn't he buy one of these guys that would make him look better? Because they just retired a few years ago in Manny Pacquiao's case, or they're still active. No, he decides to buy a guy who's 58 and who's worth $30 million? That makes no sense. And people are like, oh, well, Tyson just adds to his... No, he doesn't need to add to it. He's already rich. The guy's retired. He seems happy with his pot farms and stuff. So he's doing good, rebuilt his life. Fight wasn't fixed. I know you want to believe it because you love Tyson. Fight wasn't fixed. Now let's move on, all right? Spend enough time on that. What's next for Jake Paul? I don't care. We'll talk about it if it becomes relevant. Will there be a rematch? I don't know. I don't care. We'll talk about it if it becomes relevant. All right? Football. What's going on in football? Really quickly, we'll do what we say we're going to do, and that's going to be a rundown, okay? Detroit Lions, obviously best team in the NFC for the first time in the history of the franchise. They're in it. Minnesota Vikings, second in their division to the Detroit Lions. I don't know where you'd rank a power rankings. I'm not going to do a power rankings right now, but Minnesota Vikings would certainly be in top 7 teams there, probably top 5. Yeah, top 5, I think. They're still in it. Green Bay Packers getting beat by Detroit right now, but putting up a hell of a fight. They're still in it. Who else in the NFC is still in it? Philadelphia Eagles, of course, might be the second best team in the division. Might be the best team in the league. They're still in it. Okay. I want to believe the Saints are still in it. They got to win this Sunday. It's against the Giants, so they got to actually beat a good team, you know. But their division still puts them in there. I want to believe, but they're probably out. AFC Bills, that's my AFC team. The Bills, I like the Bills-Lions Super Bowl, then I can't lose, and neither can America. I mean, you got the biggest underdog in the history of football, Detroit. It's like the Chicago Cubs. They just can't win. Chicago Cubs a few years ago, before they won. But they just can't win. Then you have the Bills, who had 4 chances to win a Super Bowl, lost every time. Now they keep losing in like AFC championships. I mean, America's rooting for whoever gets there. But the Bills are obviously the favorite of the AFC. You can't forget about Pittsburgh. They're putting up a hell of a fight over there. Kansas City Chiefs. You want to forget about them, but you can't. I hate to say it. It looks like the Bengals are done. Ravens are still fighting too. I don't know. It's a hell of a season. It's a hell of a battle. If I had to predict right now, going with my heart on this, Detroit, Buffalo, let's do it. Let's do it in a no-lose Super Bowl for us or for America. I'll probably be going for the Bills. She'll probably be going for Detroit. Oh, yeah. I may switch. I may go for Detroit. I have no idea. It's Josh Allen versus Detroit to me. I like Josh Allen. I like Detroit. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know which way I want to go. I want to believe 49ers aren't done, but they're done. I love you, Brock Purdy. You're done. It's just too many injuries. You know, gonna see what happens with the rest of them. That's kind of our football rundown. Like I said, Detroit's beating Packers right now. Last we saw, just a couple minutes after halftime. We got anything else to cover? Basketball, Lakers stink. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Boxing this weekend. Oscar Valdez taking on. Oh man, I'm blanking on the name. Oscar Valdez. It's part 2. I saw part 1. I've been watching the countdown and stuff like that on the treadmill, but all of a sudden I'm blanking on the name. I should have grabbed some notes. I said we're not doing notes. We're just going to improv the whole thing. But check it out this weekend. Oscar Valdez, one of my favorite active fighters right now, and he's going for another title. So I hope he gets it against who the hell cares? Go Valdez. All right. I think that's it for this podcast. Thanksgiving, real quick. We're going to do a Thanksgiving rundown. Not going to do our best of this, best of that. What do you need for a good Thanksgiving? Okay, what do you need? All right. Now, let's start with food. Turkey. That's it. I don't care about the stuff on the side. I just want turkey. What about you?
Turkey, macaroni, green beans, and I like stuffing.
I thought you didn't like stuffing.
Yeah, I tried it at my mom's and I was like, oh, I forgot I like it.
Yeah, I never knew why you didn't. If I ate carbs, I'd be munching up on some stuffing. You should have tried Omi's stuffing, her grandmother's, my mom's. It's good. But anyway, all right. So next year, okay, you try some stuffing. And then desserts, of course, some cookie cake or whatever. She had her birthday. All right, but a different podcast. So what else do you need on Thanksgiving? All right, Thanksgiving movies. You don't need to watch all of them, but Planes, Trains, Automobiles, Son-in-Law, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, and Dutch. Thank you. I thought I already said it. Those are like the four. Put them interchangeable however you want to go. Last year we did Son-in-Law and Dutch. This year we did Charlie Brown and Planes, Trains. All right. So just to throw in any of them, it doesn't really matter. TV shows. I gotta have my sitcoms. Modern Family. Goldbergs. Those are probably the two kings of Thanksgiving episodes. According to Jim, had some good ones. King of Queens had a couple good ones. Let's see. Anyone else I'm forgetting? That might be it. There's going to be longer lists for Christmas. I'm trying to remember if there's any other Thanksgiving ones that we forgot about. I mean, no big ones that stick out. I mean, like Simpsons had one or something. Mama's Family, things like that. But no big ones. I mean, the big ones are Mama's Family, but the big ones are Modern Family and Goldbergs. Those are the big ones. Those you gotta recycle through a few of them. And like I said, according to Jim, definitely gets an honorable mention. Probably a few I'm forgetting. Not really worried about it. Christmas we'll do bigger countdowns. I got an idea for the Christmas one, for the Christmas podcast. Do our top 5 Christmas movies for the family. Our top 5 Christmas movies for the adults. And our top 5 Christmas movies that are like kind of Christmas movies. Die Hard would be an example, So there you go. We can do a top 5 of each of them. Maybe it'll turn into a top 10. Who knows? There's so many movies out there. Also, some of the best shows to watch during Christmas. We're going to get that. All right, but we'll be back. We're going to be back sooner, hopefully, with some more football and some more of whatever. All right? That's the end of this episode of Maverick and Dempsey's Rundown. Peace out.